Good afternoon, children. So, in the last video, we have learned about the phylum Aschelminthes, Porifera, Coelenterata. So, last if we take last phylum, we have learned about is Nematoda, which is also called Aschelminthes. Now, in this class, we are going to study about next phylum, that is Annelida. Phylum Annelida. Phylum Annelida. So, these are actually coelomates. Coelomates, triploblastic, segmented worms. Means they have a body cavity. Means body wall in between the alimentary canal, in between the digestive system and alimentary canal, there is a body cavity. That body cavity is called coelom. That's why we call it as coelomates. Coelomates, triploblastic, segmented worm. Segmented means body is divided into segments, or we call it as annulations. That's why we call them as annulations. That's why they live in moist soil, or some are aquatic in nature. Understood? Means they are terrestrial also. They are aquaticals. Understood? Body is usually soft, covered with cuticle. There's a layer outside the body which will help in the protection. It's called as cuticle. Body is elongated and also cylindrical. Examples. So earthworm. See, earthworm is the best example for earthworm. Leech. So these are the. You can see that leech. The body is divided like this. Particularly like this, see body divided like this. These are actually segments. That's why they are called a segmented one. And they have suckers. So in these animals, some are free living, some are parasite. If you say this earthworm leech, so earthworm is a free living, which do not depend on other organisms for food. But leech, actually, this is called an ectoparasite. Leech. Ectoparasite means they suck the blood directly from the other organism. The digestive system. The digestive system is complete. Complete in the sense mouth to anus, all the parts it is having. So if you take parasites, parasitic mode of nutrition will have this digestive system. They suck directly absorb the nutrients from the blood of the host. Respiratory system is absent. Breathing takes place by. Breathing takes place by skin. Okay. Skin will help in the respiration. Nephridia. Nephridia is a excretory organ. They help to remove the nitrogenous waste. So nitrogenous waste that is produced in the body is removed by a special organ called nephridia. So these are actually the important characters. See, segmented body divided into segments or annulation. That's a very important character. And they live in the mud soil. Always they live in the mud soil because the skin is very soft. See, body is usually soft and covered with cuticle. This was important character. Body is elongated body. Elongated body will be there. And also cylindrical. So it is cylindrical in shape. That's why. So digestive system, complete digestive system will be there. Respiratory system is absent and takes place by skin. Respiration takes place by skin. Breathing process happens by skin. And nephridia is special organ which help in the respiration. The reproduction. Reproduction happens by sexual and asexual method. All methods are followed here. Understood? Is it clear? So, see, these actually, I told you, these some are parasitic. They follow the parasitic mode of nutrition. Some actually, they will be present inside the soil and they consume the waste material. So, like that, the mode of nutrition will be there. And if we come to the reproduction, sexual and asexual. Economic importance. See, earthworms. See, earthworms are called as farmer's friend. They are called as farmer's friend because they help in the rotation of the soil. They consume the waste which is present in the soil, and they enrich the soil with nutrients. Enrich the soil with nutrients. Enrich the soil with the nutrients. And rotation of soil. So losing of soil. Its rotation means the soil which is in the deep will come up. So like that rotation happens actually. So losing of the soil. So when earthworms are there in the soil or field, that field is called a fertile soil, fertile field or fertile soil because it loses the soil and allows the root of the plants to enter deep inside. Understood? So that's why means so one example I am giving earthworms. So take leech. So leech was used in Ayurveda. They use This leech were used in Ayurveda to remove the unwanted blood which is present in the wound and all. So for that it was using it. See, like that we have many of the economic importance. So usually they are present in the soil. They turn the soil. They turn the soil. Turn the soil. Rotation happens. Soil rotation happens actually. So all this and allows the plant to get deeper inside. Deeper inside. So that is the one of the economic importance of the earthworm. This is about the phylum Annelida. Phylum Annelida. So read the textbook and try to understand the concept which is present in the textbook and correlate it with the points which I have written here. Is it clear? So I drop this. We'll go to the next one. Next phylum. Phylum Arthropoda. Arthropoda. So Arthropoda, say these are again coelomates. Coelomates. No doubt they are also having the coelom body cavity. That's why they are called as coelomate. Then bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. Then elongated. So my elongated body. Then segmented. These are also segmented body. Segmented body. So body is elongate, bilateral symmetry, elongated, segmented body. Segmented body. The largest phylum of invertebrates, or you can tell largest group of animals, the largest group of animals, invertebrate, not only invertebrate, largest, because many of the animals will come or organism come under this group with a more common character. These are called jointed legged animal. Jointed legged animal. Jointed legged animal. Okay, so see the conference body. Body of the conference. So see, jointed legs. This is called jointed legs. Here one joint is there, here one joint is there. So every segment, you see, here the body is actually segmented. Body is like segmented. So here one leg will be there. There one leg will be there. So each end segments there will be legs here, jointed leg. That's why jointed legs animals. So these are legs are jointed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 joints are there. So jointed legs animals. So which example you can give? Say cockroach you can give. Spider you can give. Crab you can give. So many of the examples can butterfly you can give, dragonfly you can give. housefly you can give, fruit flies you can give. So can give any number of examples. They live in all type of habitat, all type of habitat, all type of see, all type of habitat. Like they are in the soil, they are in the water, they are in the mountains, they are in the inside the body of inside the body of the plants. So termites, they are in the soil. These termites come under this. Honeybee come under this. Silkworm come under this. So there are many. Means they are present in all habitat. They are present in cold region also, inside the water, in the air, in the soil. So like that, they are usually parasitic also are there. Lice which are present in the animal body. Termites. There are many types. Parasitic are there. Some they live in the waste material, waste decaying material also, like cow dung maybe. In the decaying material maybe. Like they are present in everywhere they are actually present. So most important character is see that this is jointed legged animal. Jointed legged animal. They are called jointed legs animal actually. The digestive system is well developed. Well developed means all the parts of the digestive system are present. That's why it is well developed. Respiration happens by the help of gills in aquatic animals. Others, it happens spiracles. Small holes will be there on the body. They are called spiracles. That will be taking the oxygen inside the body. So body is covered by actually cuticle. By cuticle, or some are having hard shell. Say you can see the crab. Crab is having a hard shell on the body, which is well protected. The hard shell will be there. Then they have well developed nervous system. Well developed nervous system. They are unisexual animals. Unisexual animals. So they reproduce. Sexually. They reproduce sexually. Sexual method they follow. Sexual method of reproduction they do. Understood? So metamorphosis can be seen. Metamorphosis. So metamorphosis means, say, the butterflies lays the egg. Eggs will hatch out into larva. So larva into pupa into butterfly. So this is called metamorphosis. Means the life cycle will have more than 2 stages. life cycle is more than 2 stage. Here, egg, butterfly lays the egg, eggs hatch out into larva, larva grows into pupa, pupa into butterfly again. This is called metamorphosis, means a transformation of egg to adult. That is called as the metamorphosis. Or if the life cycle of the organism includes more than 2 stages, then it is called a metamorphosis. That metamorphosis is seen in this group of animals. Then you can see one more process that is called as molting. Molting also can be seen. Molting means what? Shedding of the old skin. Shedding of old skin is called as molting. This is also seen in this group of animals. This is about the characteristics of the phylum Arthropoda. So by looking an organism, we can identify easily by these characters, by external characters. So here the head part is well developed. Remember that head part is well developed. Head part includes mouth. They have a mouth with a well grasped parts for feeding. Understood? So they have a compound eyes. So eyes will be compound eye, means well developed eye will be there in this group of animals actually. Understood? So this is about the characteristics of the phylum Arthropoda. Is it clear? So if you have any doubt regarding these two, you can ask them. So one more thing I did not tell you in Annelida. See, Annelida is the first group of animal in which blood is seen. Earthworm is the first animal which contain RBC. Blood. RBC is seen in the first time in the Annelida. Understood? So here also the blood is seen, but not RBC will be not there. Means hemoglobin will be absent in this group of animals. So first time the RBC was seen in the Annelida group of animals. Understood? So economic importance if you take. So this group plays a very important role in the economy. Means say I told you like honeybee produces a valuable honey for us, which is used for used in Ayurveda for the medicine. We use it for many purposes, household purpose, like domestic purpose, in the cooking and all. We use it. Mainly, it is used in as a medicine actually. Then, if you take silkworm, so butterfly or this kind of organism which come under arthropoda will lay egg and eggs will hatch out into larva. The silkworm is a larval stage. Silkworm is a larval stage where actually it produces cocoons. ರೇಷ್ಮೆ ಗೂಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ರೇಷ್ಮೆ ಗೂಡು ಕಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಗೂಡು ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಗೂಡು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ನೂಲಾಗಿ ತೆಗಿತೇವೆ. Silk threads are removed from that cocoons actually. So that is one importance. Understood? Many of these arthropods are used as a food. In many countries they use it as a food. In India also crabs, prawns, actually they are used as a food. Lobster if you take. So they are used as food. So this plays a very important role actually. And many of these animals actually they cause many of the diseases also. Means in plants actually. Termite if you take. Termite actually they live in the soil and they sometimes they attack on the plants also. Especially the coconut tree are attacked by termites. Understood? And if you take one more organism which helpful is, say they are ectoparasite. I told you not leech. Some are ectoparasite. Lice which are present in the hairs or bed bugs. So these are all they cause some disease also. So this is about the arthropoda, economic importance of arthropoda. So with this, we'll stop the class for today. Read the lesson, try to understand and correlate the concept what I taught in the textbook. So just correlate and compare that. If you come across new words or if you did not understand anything inside the textbook, just call me. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.